Всем привет, это Свинтовит, и как вы видите, мы выдвинулись наконец-то в космос, оторвались от Земли, но на далекие планеты мы стрибать не можем, поскольку у нас не работает или нету двигателя, при помощи которого можно прыгать на далекие расстояния, совершать прыжки. Поэтому нам нужно пообщаться с черным рынком. Ну, то есть нам нужно вот на первопроходце. Но я решил, что сначала посетим вот эту лабораторию, а потом уже попремся сюда. Не знаю, может я прав, не прав, но давайте попробуем сначала сюда. Полетели.
We have successfully arrived at Phineas's orbital lab, Captain, and we are still in one piece. Shall I congratulate myself, or would you like to do the honors? Welcome back, Captain. How can I be of assistance? Goodbye.
Веселая дамочка. Ладно, поехали.
I'll lock up behind you.
Так. Возьмем их обоих. С собой можно брать только двоих компаньонов. Так, посмотрим, с чем мы тут столкнемся на этой базе.
Hello? Can you hear me? Does this work? Oh, damn it! Blast, that's loud.
Но здесь все-таки кто-то есть. Так. Сначала давайте посмотрим, что у нас. Туточки. Как вы знаете, я все изучаю дотошно. Все исследую. И еще спрятанное. Вот как это. Так, хорош. Дальше не попасть. Это какой-то сломанный корабль.
I'm just securing my ongoing experiments. And securing myself.
Что, запустишь роботов? Ну тогда давайте его поосторожней.
Mind the mess. I haven't had a visitor since... in fact, I've never had a visitor.
Ну, вроде тут опасности нет. Так. Свинки. А, это наш как раз друг. Мертвая свинка. Мертвая свинка. Не возражаешь, я тебе тут одолжу пару вещиц. Тебе абсолютно не нужно. Я полагаю. Так, в одной из таких штук он нас запустил. Так, ну я с ним поговорю чуть-чуть позже. О, какая интересная зверушка у него тут болтается. Так, в этой капсуле валялся я. Так, читаем на паузе. Так.
Your old hibernation mask. Had to remove it, you know, in case you were prone to vomiting.
Круто. Так, у нас тут есть комп, но в комп я залезу чуть-чуть позже. Так. Так, не знаю зачем, но возьму. Так, патрончики. Теперь загляну в комп. Угу. Окей. Оружие.
I see you found my portable molecular compression device, better known as a shrink ray. Find a target, point, shoot. Your target will shrink down into a manageable size, whereupon you may commence beating them to a pulp. Feel free to try it on a marauder sometime. Oh, thank the law. Your skin hasn't spontaneously changed color. Potential side effect of the revival process. Very rare, but you never know. Right. Welcome to my little habitation, such as it is. I've got caffeinoids, cysty bits, if you're into that sort of thing. So, welcome. Make yourself at home. My secret hideout is your secret hideout. Not at all, my intrepid accomplice. I should thank you for tolerating my somewhat brusque manner. I only regret that I couldn't save more of your fellow settlers, what with being hunted by the board, and emptying my supply of necessary chemicals. Of course. What's on your mind? Oh, it's not you. I do experiments in that room. Some of them get quite scientific. The unexpected is to be treasured, but from a safe distance. Regardless, it's quite comfortable in here, you know. I have my beans, have my caffeinoids, plenty of toilet paper. Absolutely. Let's talk. No, and I've been trying very hard to avoid making eye contact.
Nice to meet you, Dr. Wells. I'm Parvati Holcomb.
Wait, not another word. I don't want to know your name. I don't want to know who you are. Let's just enjoy our plausible deniability while it lasts, shall we? Why don't you just invite the entire colony to my secret, carefully concealed laboratory? It isn't as if I wanted privacy.
Ладно, ладно.
Oh, fine. As long as you're vouching for their character and they aren't touching things. For what it's worth, I am pleased that you found a crew, such as they are. I picked you out of the hope for your talents, after all. It's only natural that others would gravitate toward you. That's odd. I'm at least 65% certain my tone was sufficiently sincere. Perhaps the glass is distorting my voice. Must look into that. What's on your mind?
Так. Ну, это все, ради чего мы сюда летали. Теперь можем лететь к той дамочке, которые изначально собрались лететь.
I find myself marveling at the complex simplicity of the Fibonacci spiral. I'm sure you know what that's like. Something vexing you, Captain? Of course. Are you ready to break into security on the Groundbreaker?
Так, ладно. Да. Уменьшающее оружие. Ну, надо будет как-нибудь испытать его. Ну, предмет плакаты. Что из этого следует? Что они сейчас где-то у меня тут будут.
Make yourself at home, Captain.
Так. Окей. Тут ничего нового не получилось. А что насчет покатов, я не понял. Ну ладно. Не важно.
Welcome back, Captain. How can I be of assistance?
Ладно, полетели.
We've arrived at the groundbreaker.
Чудно.
Can we talk?
Ну давай.
Hey, Captain. I heard that Groundbreaker's got a real good engineer. A lady named Junlei Tennyson? I was thinking that maybe I ought to meet her. If you got time to swing us by, I mean. I don't got much experience fixing actual spaceships. I bet you a can of Borston beans she could teach me all manner of stuff. Gosh, no, Captain. I aim to stay so long as I'm welcome. I figured Junlei and I could confabulate over wireless, or by message. And maybe when we put into Groundbreaker, I could stop by to visit her sometimes. But only when you don't need me with you. Thanks, Captain. I'll be sure to make it worth your time. Did you want to talk about something else?
Окей. Поехали. Так. Ой, ящичек. Так, надеюсь, никто не спалит. Ну, вроде никто не спалил.
Just checking your ship's manifest. Standard procedure. Welcome to ground...
Captain. Hey, Captain. I'm in space. I never thought I'd be able to say that.
Понятно.
That's not the point. This halfwit just knocked out one of my workers.
Yeah, with a tossball stick. I heard you the first time. There weren't any witnesses.
No witnesses. He's not even denying it.
Jackass had it coming.
Shut it, Felix. You're not making this any better.
You get cute with me again, you little back bay brat, I will toss you out an airlock.
This is the Groundbreaker, not Byzantium. You ain't the law here. I am. Now move along.
I don't have time for this. I need a drink.
Так, привет.
Going for a stroll around the docking base? Sure was. Got a knack for upsetting the board and the Mardettes all at once. Between you and me, I was hoping they'd come to fisticuffs. The guy insulted my Rizzo's Rangers, all right? You can't just insult my Rangers and expect to get away with it. So, of course, I decked him with a tossball stick. I mean, what am I? Some kind of fair-weather fan? Guy never liked me, always trying to get a rise out of me. But I keep my chin up, right? Be the bigger man, I tell myself. He's a Spacer's chosen man, though. So when the Chosen beat my Rangers the other night, my foreman comes swaggering up with his head full of boasting. Exactly. I was only doing what any self-respecting Rangers fan would have done. Look, this was a long time coming. Guy thinks he can push me around because he's some sky-high foreman, and I'm just a back bay's dock worker. Well, former dock worker. Guess I just tendered my resignation. Enjoy my freedom. Scrounged together enough bits for a 0G. Other than that, can't say as I do. Hey, not for nothing, but I saw you wander out of that ship over there by the dock. Wouldn't happen to be yours, would it? Captain of the Unreliable. You're like something out of a serial drama. Hey, I don't want to talk your ears off, guessing you got places to be. I appreciate your time. Oh, not at all. Just, you know, gonna figure out what to do next. See you around, boss.
Just arrived? Head over to customs. Wheeler needs to process you.
Ладно. Так. Окейшки. Так. Грузчик. Грузчик. Так. Еще один грузчик. Угу. Так. А что у нас здесь?
Move along.
Можно взломать. Но тогда она мне отвертит голову, наверное. Так, сохранимся.
Hey, that's impressive.
Опс. Опс.
You're a deft hand with a mag pick.
Опс. Так.
Looking sharp.
О. Чё не спалились?
Customs and inspection, right this way.
Так, что мы тут нахватали? Так. Ну, нам сюда.
Identification, please. Captain Hawthorne, you said. Let me apologize in advance. I'm about to ruin your day. According to your ship's record, you've been flagged by the board. Your ship will be impounded until such a time as they see fit to lift it.
But we've hardly been out of Edgewater long enough to get in trouble.
Well, isn't this wonderful? The captain's done something to get on the board's bad side.
Now, hold on. This isn't the end of the world. Probably. You'll want to take it up with Udom Bedford, our board representative here on Groundbreaker. His office is located along the starboard wall of the promenade. Shines like a Byzantium commode. You can't miss it. Access to that information is above my pay grade, and I've turned down 3 promotions, so it stays that way. I shouldn't be mentioning it, but what the hell? This here, impounding your ship, it doesn't happen much. The board knows we don't take kindly to their interfering in our operations. If I had to take a guess as to why, you must have riled up someone important. You take the starch out of them, well, you won't hear any complaints from me. Oh, and if you're headed that way, would you mind doing me a favor? Wanda Dorset over in sickbay, tell her the shipment's not in yet. It's not coming in anytime soon, and if she'd be so obliged to get off my ass about it. A handful of sand cleaning units retrofitted for surgery. I don't know much else. I stopped listening when she started yelling. Much appreciated. Is there anything else I can help you with? He's friendly enough unless you speak ill of the board. Get the sense he doesn't care for Groundbreaker much. Not that he would, being a board man and all. He's our liaison. Sure thing. You noticed, huh? What can I say? We're passionate folks, and the board can't abide that independent spirit, especially not when it might impact their bottom line. All their interstellar freighters come through us, and we skim a few bits off the top in manifest processing fees with every one. Folks around here will bluster that the board hates our freedom, but really, they know we can stop their out-system shipments anytime we like, and that terrifies them. You sure you didn't just step off one of the interstellar freighters? There's no working with the board. They don't share, not bits, people, or resources. You work for them, or you don't work at all. Groundbreaker cooperating now would be tantamount to joining their ranks, and we sure as shit ain't about to do that.
Понятно.
Sounds like, yeah. But from where I sit, it's all coming through loud and clear. They got assault cruisers, gunships, and a handful of mining operations at their fingertips. We push them too hard, maybe they decide we'd be better in 10 trillion little pieces. Or they cobble together a new Groundbreaker and put us out of business.
The board wouldn't do that. Would they?
The board is necessary to provide order to the colony. They believe it's their prerogative to overrun you. But whether you allow that is up to you.
It's a tough line to walk, no doubt about that. But we may do all right. So far, anyway. Sure thing. Maybe. Most of the shipping traffic in the system passes through Groundbreaker. Every couple of months, we even get a big interstellar freighter. 2 biggest operations are the board. That is, Halcyon Holdings and Sublight Salvage. But there are independent operators around the promenade deck. Most of those jobs are going to take you off station, though.
Yes.
Are you pulling my leg? You must be one of them long-haul freighters from outside the colony. Well, I won't hold it against you. Goes like this. Back on Earth, before the crossing, the powers that be were selling off stakes in distant star systems they thought had potential. A bunch of companies decided to throw in together and form the Halcyon Holdings Corporation, then buy up the rights to this here colony. That group's what we now call the Board. Groundbreaker was one of the original colony vessels to come over on the crossing, a few years before her sister ship, the Hope. Once everybody'd been de-thawed and dropped dirt side, the original crew of the Groundbreaker decided they rather liked the spacefaring life. I guess that was the start of our independent spirit. Now, here we are. Sitting around drinking whiskey and smoking cigars, yeah, probably. Can't say for sure, of course. Doubt I'll ever see the inside of it myself. Glad to help. They strip the parts from derelict ships and abandoned outposts. There's some that say they make the derelicts and encourage folks to abandon their steads. Sublight gives me the creeps. I've known folks who went to work for them and just vanished. They're on the promenade run by a woman named Lilia Hagen. I'm only telling you so you know to avoid them. Relative to the board holdings? Not really. But there's a few with the means to go where they will. They aren't rich, but they aren't likely to look too close at your work history either. All right. Be seeing you.
Так, ну круто. Так, ага. Нам куда-то сюда.
This is it. Security. I can check the departures registry to find out which crew the Scholar, shipped in and out with.
Here we go again. No one lives on Monarch. It's a wasteland. You were hearing things.
No, seriously. There was a lot of static at first, but then this voice said his name was Graham?
Graham, right. Broadcasting on a dead world full of monsters. Now I've heard everything.
You know, it takes more muscles to frown than to smile.
Who told you that? Graham?
Asshole.
Круто.
Not so fast! What do you think you're doing?
Так.
Just don't make more paperwork for me, all right?
Какие нервные. Так, ну мы смогли выкрутиться. Так, эти могут нас запалить. Но репутацию мы себе ухудшили. Обидно. Так.
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertisement for the following story. The board would like to remind spacers and other travelers that passage to Monarch is restricted for your protection.
Так.
Canyons of acid and sulfur rain are the least of the horrors plaguing the surface of Monarch. Anarchists live as one with the animals, lawless, trapped, and unemployed. The board's embargo ensures that nothing can leave the planet and threaten our hardworking citizens. This is Halcyon News, reminding you that there's no I in news, no we in Halcyon,
Так, а
and
куда
no
нам?
Mercury in Saltune.
Дальше. Так. Подожди, что он говорил? Дневник. Так. Терминал, терминал.
Unless you're here to file an incident report or to inquire about the bounty posting, I must kindly ask you to clear out. The Mardet's offices aren't for leisure time nor loitering. Got a hot one for you. Captain Gunnar McRed. Just 26 hours old. The posting, that is, not the criminal. Allegations include several counts of flying under the influence, carrying open alcoholic containers, failure to pay docking fees, resisting arrest, and assaulting not one but 2 officers. Swerving in the air was more like it. Then he crashed hard into the dock and tumbled out of his ship and fled on foot. Spilled Rizzo's Violet Spectrum vodka all over Officer Hartley. An affront of its own, considering none of us are approved for anything higher than green spectrum. Last tip we got pointed toward the back bays. You want the reward? Do the legwork. You and about 6 other enterprising mavericks. It's only a matter of time before someone brings me McRed's head. Or his lucky lighter, as proof of kill. I do hope you're the lucky hunter, though. Good luck and skip speed to you.
Так, терминал. Так. Так, а это что? Что у нас здесь? Так. Угу. Тайничок. Чудно. Чудно. Так. Какой-то непрыгучий наш друг. Опа. Интересно. Круто. Упс. Кто-то здесь помер. Так, дверь не открывается. Так, дальше туда не пробраться. Окей. Мы нашли нычечки. Чудно. О, я уже думал, сейчас упадет. Но свезло. Эть. Так, чем мы тут нахватались? Всякое оружие. Броня. Так. Ну, сохранились. Попробуем.
I wish I could do that.
There it is. Just yank the drive, and I'll do the rest. Now that we have the data cartridge, I can finally find out where that scholar I'm looking for ended up.
Окей. А теперь быстро отсюда выметаемся. О! Ну, слава богу, нас никто не запалил. Чудненько. Так, ну а теперь со всей уверенностью можем переться сюда.
Try not to be distracted by the glare of the adverts. Lots of unsavory types about.
Got one more hour before the dockmaster bills me. How many beers
Rizzo's
down, do you think?
Purpleberry Budge. A soft sour candy
What the hell's
shell
going
around
on?
a sweet
We were in a holding
purpleberry
pattern for
flavor.
2 hours just to get in.
Chew it.
Comms had to go on break. Chief didn't have enough hands to coordinate talking. Something about the radiator
Так,
being
что
busted.
у нас здесь?
I don't know. Not my problem, right?
Так. Ну, бар. Или общепит. Так, грузчик. Так.
Seeking relief from the heat? Till June Lay gets those radiators fixed, I've got the next best thing. Stellar Bay proper? Tough to say. The board recalled all the nav keys about 10 years back when the corpse pulled back to Terra 2. It's overrun with beasts, I heard. Big ones. Kinda chew your face off for fun. Might all be board propaganda, though. If you're aiming to get to Stellar Bay, you're gonna have to get your hands dirty. The board don't like them that truck with Monarch. But I ain't the one you ought to be asking. Try Gladys on the promenade. She'll fix you up.
Ясно.
I hear tell some folk down in the townships are getting offered early retirement. Who'd think of such a thing? What would you do with all the time?
Так. Инженер. Так.
This is the simple truth. We are all molecular machines. The body is a collection of atoms. The mind is a consequence of chemical reactions. Got it. His name is Reginald Cheney, and he joined a sublight salvage crew. Only he's not listed on the return manifest. Must have made landfall somewhere he wasn't supposed to. Ah, yes. Here. There's a domicile on Monarch in Fallbrook, rented to the same bit card he used to buy his seat on the salvage ship. I should have guessed. What better place to lay low if you wish to avoid the authorities?
Так, эта реплика заблокирована.
I admit it was a bit of a long shot, but when you've spent as many hours as I have in contemplation of the universe's secrets, you sometimes get a sense for these things.
Ясно. Так, тут у них повара. Окей. Не смогу взломать. Ладно.
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertising.
Шо, плохо, бедняжка. Это можно брать свободно. Чудно. Ну, поехали дальше. Что у нас вот здесь тогда?
Ooh, can we rent an upstairs room?
Так. Здорово.
How do you do? And welcome to the Rest and Go. We used to be the Go and Rest, but folks never knew when to leave. Sorry. Business has been slow. Anything to occupy the time. Oh, you can't miss her. Right behind you, number 2. First unit on the left, or second unit from the right, depending on which direction you count from. Fine, as long as the board keeps its grubby mitts to itself. Chief Tennyson holds the ship together, the Promenade holds our economy together, and Sublight is the shoddy jewel in our rusty old crown.
Ясно.
Our Chief Tennyson has an independent streak, same as her mother and grandmother who rode this ship on the crossing. There's a reason the board's embassy is a glorified shoebox. While Junlei Tennyson lives and breathes, Groundbreaker remains free.
Окей.
Of course, most of our supplies come and go through merchants. Company ships and salvage runs are the only traffic we tend to get. I try and steer clear of that creepy fellow in the moon mask. If there's a cost to being a company man, he paid it in spades.
Ну ладно. Так, что тут? Ну вы заходите сюда или как? Или подождите снаружи. Так, окей. Что у нас тут еще есть? А ты у нас кто?
Damnable thing about living on a space station. No pigeons to feed. Oh, you can feed the sprats, sure enough. But then the neighbors start moaning about hygiene.
Понятно. Так, у них есть тут автоматы. Мусорка. Так, это можно взять без зазрения совести.
Got my sights on you.
Ага. Ну тут столько народу, что меня прибьют, если... Так.
Bless my heart. A stranger come knocking on a poor old woman's door. You here for a particular reason? Or did the neighbors tell you how good my sugar cookies are? Made without a single natural ingredient, or an oven. Just like store-bought. Those have been the height of illegality since Stellar Bay turned their noses up at the board. You and I could be thrown to the void just for discussing such a transaction. Lucky for us, Groundbreaker's a free port. We're outside of the board's control. For the time being, at least. Now, I only have the one nav key. And they're hard to come by these days. It won't be cheap. If you find yourself lacking in the bits, I might have an opportunity you'd be interested in.
Так. 10 тысяч.
Well, I find I'm in need of a ship captain with a little moral flexibility. Might be this could help out the Groundbreaker, as well as earn some bits. But if you've got qualms, might want to acquaint yourself with Junlei Tennyson, Groundbreaker's chief. She's been trying to get a handle on this heat problem we've got. You'll find her fretting in engineering. I'd say she's a sweet girl, but law forfend someone call me a liar. I found a handsome ceramic mandapillar at a salvage auction last week.
Так, почему я не могу это... Почему оно заблокировано? Понятно. Так, это что? Угу. Мы можем продать. Допустим, лопаты можем продать. Вот эту вот фигню можем продать. Так. Это тоже можем. Так. Угу. Так. Что у нас там по миссиям?
It's almost time for today's episode of The Chairman's Children. Care to listen with me? Yes, dearie? Ain't that just a treat? So, you know Edna, over in engineering? On occasion, she'll pass along transmissions I might find interesting. She sent me a recording of a distress signal she'd scraped from the Groundbreaker's comm array. Curious thing is, it came from an outpost called Roseway, and Auntie Cleo abandoned that place years ago. Can't say I know for sure. Maybe it never really was.
Sounds like someone poking into somewhere they shouldn't be got into a spot of trouble.
Comm centers don't operate themselves, Captain. Someone had to have sent that distress call manually.
Those corps are cleverer than all get out. Might have been a ruse to keep the rest of the board from sniffing around. Edna didn't seem to think so, and I trust the dear girl's judgment. Well, maybe not in men, but she knows her comms. So, like as not, someone's been down there recently. And if someone set up shop in Roseway, I'd wager they got something to hide. I appreciate a man who knows one when he hears it. If you should find a secret worth selling, might be I could find a buyer. Corporate bigwigs will pay top bit for inside information on their competitors. The more we got the corps fighting each other, the less time they got to meddle in our affairs. My goodness, aren't you quick on the uptake? I like that. Should you find yourself responding to a certain distress call, and in so doing find yourself in possession of certain valuable corporate secrets, well, then we ought to have a chat over a pot of tea and my famous cookies. Law bless your atoms. Here's a copy of the SOS recording, complete with the coordinates. Don't forget to come find old Gladys when you're done. Anytime, sweetheart. You know where to find me. Here, take a candy with you.
Окей. Так, а что это у нас тут?
I had a question about your plan, Mr. Vicar.
Of course. The cosmos is generated and directed by the universal equation, also known as the Grand Plan. By contemplating the teleological order of things, one can achieve verity. Oh, right. You had a question?
Never mind. That about it.
Еще ящички. Прикольно. Тут путь есть еще дальше.
Keep him quiet, Captain.
Так. Так. Так, мы уже в маскировке. Так. Так.
You ever wonder if maybe folks keep doors closed for a reason?
Так, ладно, мы обследовали, что хотели.
What? What was that?
Так. Как вернуться туда, откуда мы выползли?
Nothing there.
Это не смешно. А.
Hold it right. What do you think you're doing?
Так.
Just don't make more paperwork.
Так.
Hey, Mr. Vicar. Do you ever get a little bit
Понятно, как это работает.
for that ocean stink?
No, I do not.
You're supposed to say yes and go on to explain
Так,
why.
идем дальше.
I just want to have a conversation.
Of course you do.
Так. Ну, ванная, туалет, это нам не интересно. Что наверху? Так, сюда нельзя.
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertisement for the following story.
А сюда
Tossball
можно.
finals are scheduled to air soon,
Так,
but a scandal has
грузчик.
rocked the league and thrown this pivotal game into question.
Ну, в общем,
Both teams
ничего
have tested
интересного.
negative for performance-enhancing stims. A tossball first.
Так, что у нас тут по заданиям? Так, ну это где-то там. Так, ладно, народ. Давайте на этом завершим серию. Оно и так слишком долго длилось. Продолжим исследование этого интереснейшего места уже в следующей серии. Спасибо, что с вами были с нами, смотрели. Вы знаете, что после этого нужно делать. Всем пока, всем всего хорошего.